Welcome children. Today I like to take your chemistry class of standard 6. Today's topic will be Introduction to Chemistry. Now, before going to the chapter, I like to highlight some of the points that you may know. You see, first, what is science? It is a form of knowledge which is gained by careful experiment and observation. In fact, the persons who is devotedly working in this field, they are called as scientists. Scientists, day and night, they are working their level best to make the upliftment of some of the good and useful things for all over the world. Now, I like to explain you about the matter that what is science. Already you know. Now let us see. This is further classified into two major forms. One is physical science, another is natural science. So one group is physical science, another is natural science. This natural science also came to be called as life sciences. Now this physical science is further categorized as physics, chemistry, and natural science or life science is further categorized as botany, zoology. Now, out of all these fields, chemistry is one of the most important subjects of all the science books. Now, what is chemistry? It is that branch of science which deals with the behavior and composition of matter. A person who is eminent in this field are called as chemists. Now, chemists are working day and night to find out some of the chemicals which are useful for us in our day-to-day life. Let us see, children, there are so many chemists, so many researchers in the world. They have tried their level best, and till now they are one of the renowned chemists and researchers of the whole world. Let us see. I will highlight the names and their contributions in the field of chemistry. Let us see, children. First, Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev. All of you may know that he was a Russian chemist. He made the famous, what you call, the arrangement of the elements in periodic table. So, periodic table is made by this great Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev, Russian chemist. Next, Alexander Fleming. All of you know about the contribution of this great scientist, this great researcher. He made a remarkable antibiotic. What is the name of that antibiotic, children? Yes, you are correct. The famous antibiotic name is penicillin. Next to Fleming, I like to highlight John Dalton. John Dalton is a British scientist who led the famous atomic theory. All of you know. Next, Joseph Priestley, who discovered oxygen. Then Madame Curie isolated polonium and radium. Then Sir Edward Jenner, you know, the great scientist who identified a vaccine against smallpox. Then J.J. Berzelius, you know, this is one of the eminent chemists from Sweden. He is a Swedish chemist. His contribution was he led the formation of some of the compounds, led the formation of some of the things, that is the elements. Their symbolic representation is ultimately being made by this great chemist, that is John Jacob Berzelius. So, like that, there are so many other eminent chemists as well as scientists who are regularly performing their work, and some of them done extremely well in the field of chemistry. Now, children, the persons who are working in that particular hall, that is called chemical hall or chemical laboratories. These laboratories are having the number of equipments, well-equipped equipments. What are those? There are chemicals like acids, like bases, like salts. Acids like nitric acid, sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, bases like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide, and like that, so many salts like ammonium chloride, sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, etc. Like that, so many other types of chemicals are there in the laboratories by which the researchers, they are regularly doing their work. Other than these chemicals, there are lots of chemical apparatus which are made up of glass, like that. Yes, this one. What is this? Yes, this is S2, conical flask, beaker, measuring cylinder, tripod stand, burner, conical funnel. Like that, there are so many lab equipment, so many laboratory apparatus are there. You may see when you get the chance to visit chemistry lab. Now children, scientists, I like to highlight about the scientific method. Now what is scientific method? Scientists, while performing their job, scientists, while performing their duties, they have to maintain certain steps. The step-by-step method followed for doing something is called scientific method. And in that scientific method, there are few steps which the scientist always used to follow at the time of research. What are those? Let us see. First one, identifying the problem. It's very, very important to identify the part of the typical type of problem. So first one is identifying the problem, then collection of all those information regarding that problem. Collection of information, second point. Third point, identifying the trends, on which trends we have to work, either this or that. This is third point, identifying the trends. Fourth point, testing the hypothesis. This is very, very important point, children, because you need to know where you have to work and what to find. In that particular area, you need to work. Then after that, fifth point, that is application of the theory or law. This is the most important point out of all this. After evaluating all those, we have to apply that in our day-to-day life, and it will prove helpful for human beings, for mankind. So these are some of the scientific method steps, student. First, identifying the problem. 2, collection of information. 3, identifying the trends. 4, testing hypothesis. And 5th, application of the theory or law. Now, after the end, I like to highlight upon application of chemistry. Now, what chemistry given us? Lot of things chemistry has given to us. First point, let us see for food and agriculture. Now, during the year 1960 to 1980, it's a golden era of our country. Why? Because maximum food grain production and high yielding varieties of seeds is being installed during that area, during that years. And by that year, 60 to 80, 1960 to 1980, during that period, India became self-reliant regarding the production of food. India became self-sustained in the production of food. Agriculture also, in that field also, we have done a remarkable achievement. What is that? High yielding varieties of seeds has been made. Like that, several good implements like atmospheric nitrogen is being, fixation of this atmospheric nitrogen into the soil is being done, and by the fixation of the plants, nutrients by the rhizobium bacteria. This rhizobium bacteria actually fixes the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil and thus maintain the fertility of the soil. Then after that you find the rhizobium bacteria. After that, blue-green algae. This blue-green algae also shows the symbiotic relationship. It also signifies the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil and thus maintain the fertility of the soil very much. And due to that, children, it increases the productivity level of the food. Ultimately, the high yielding varieties of seed. Ultimately, we get high, good food production. Now, after that, let us move to consumer production. Number 2, consumer products, as you know, all those are soaps, detergents, sunscreen lotion, cold creams. These are some of the highly sophisticated things we need. And you know, these are the gifts of chemistry. These are the gifts of chemistry. Next, third point is medicine and drugs. Children, this is a very, very important point regarding the field of chemistry, application of chemistry, because it has changed our life. It has changed our life. The longevity of the life has been increased too much. and by the invention of different types of medicine and drugs, it makes our life easier and longer. So many important medicines like tetracycline, amoxicillin, several life-saving drugs are being invented, and now it is being easily for us to protect us from so many types of dreaded disease like smallpox, cholera, polio, typhoid, etc. Nowadays we are facing a dreaded disease, COVID-19. This is a very, very dreaded disease, children, all over the world we are facing, and researchers are trying their level best to find out the vaccine for this COVID-19, and I hope very soon our researchers will find it and try to save the life on this beautiful earth. So it is on the way, children. After that, fourth point is industrial areas. This area you find lot of chemicals like paints, varnishes, colors, dyes, and lots of other things are there which is being still continuously producing, and this is also a gift of chemistry. And last but not the least, children, clothing. You know, children, clothes are made up of natural fibers as well as of synthetic fibers. Natural fibers, you know, jute, cotton, wool, and what you call silk. But side by side, synthetic fibers are also being made in the factories. What are those? Terylene, polyester, terrycotton, spun terrycoat. It is more durable and more less costly as compared to that of clothes made up of natural fibers, and it is easy to wash, it is wrinkle free, and it is easy to save. And these are the reasons. So see, children, application of chemistry, you might have seen that in the field of food and agriculture, in the field of consumer products, in the field of medicine and drugs, in industrial areas, as well as clothing. So lots and lots of important work done by chemistry in every field. Children, I hope you have understood the topic that I taught. Next time I will meet you again. Till then, take care, children. Thank you.